All right, Kenman here, and today we have a fun unboxing. It is revealed as you see it, a Finch knives, the first Finch on the channel. Very exciting day. I ordered this from Timber's Edge. If you want to go check out Timber's Edge, they sell new and used knives. I'll put a link down in the description. But I ordered it from them, newer company, wanted to check them out, give them a shot. Picked up a couple of things, and you know me, I am long-winded, I talk way too much, and so I separated it out, so I'll do each knife individually. Here we are, first Finch knife in the building. I'm excited for this. Finch, unique pocket knives. Keep life from getting dull. Flipping the Finch. Collect them all. We have the Nocturnal 14C28N satin finish glow resin. Woo-wee. Who has a Finch knife? Which one do you have? I've heard a lot of things, good things. There's a couple I've wanted in the past and they kind of sold out. So when I found one, they had a few different varieties on Timber's Edge and I had to choose between a few, and this is the one I got. So they always come with a Band-Aid, I heard, which is nice. A little thing just in case you cut yourself. Got your warranty card. Couple of stickers. Flipping the Finch. And the Nocturnal. That's the name of the knife. The Finch Knife Company. Nocturnal. You got the bat and the moon. You obviously see where this is going, but it is a glow resin, so cat's out the bag. Let's get into it. Here it is. Slide that out. Mini bag on the floor. And we have it. The first Finch knife in my collection. This is the Nocturnal. Boosh. Look at this. Very cool design style. So we have a 14C28N Warncliffe blade, really cool shape. Got a little harpoon section there and this nice little spot reach over for doing some draw cuts. Nice straight edge. Is that a hollow? Is that a flat grind? Looks flat. Feels nice though. All right. So, drop shut. Flipper tab only. Maybe. Oh, we can fuller flick it out. There isn't really a fuller groove or a hole or anything there, but it does have this large enough section, nice thick beefy part of the blade. So I can get in there with my middle finger and flick that out fairly well. Also has got the flipper tab. Ooh, the action on this is smooth. Doesn't take much. Look at this. I'm just going to try to fail it. Basically just opens fairly flawless. Push button. Yeah. That is some smooth action. And it just drops. This is great. It's a light knife, so there's not a lot of weight behind the blade that's going to cause it to swing and drop. But real light shakes. This swings around well. Boom. So we got that satin finish, and they kind of have it set. So like the grind goes this way here and goes that way there. Goes this way on that little swedge on the top. Kind of gives it almost like a two-tone kind of a finish. Finch label right there. Nocturnal 14C28N on that side. And then we have the Finch logo inlay in a little shield right there. Nice smooth spot. And you can see this resin has some depth to it. So it was like kind of poured like in layers or some segments. You can kind of see the thickness and how like you can almost see this little section, this darker section. You can almost see underneath it inside the scale there. So you can see the dimensionality. Like you can almost see these two little peaks right here. They get darker at the top, and where that darker spot is that other dark spot that's down at the bottom layer. So we have some levels of thickness in there in that glow resin. Then it looks like almost a goldish copper kind of a line. See that line in between the different colors and facets? Kind of a smaller pivot on there, but it is a captive pivot. Oh, that action is great. So the clip cannot be swapped to the other side. Kind of an interesting clip. These little nub point ones like this, the righty only side always tends to be a kind of a hot spot. When I go to flick this out, my thumb ends up sitting right on that. Obviously, this wasn't designed for being flicked out, although it does, which is super cool. Flipper tab, though, when I go to do that, it's not really a hot spot at all, so it's not really a concern. It would be nice to be able to flip it to the other side, but it's okay. Kind of a smaller, I don't mind that clip too much. We'll see when I carry it, how it feels in the pocket and stuff. This is very smooth. But what I'm noticing is even though it's smooth, it has this grippiness to it. Like it feels like your oils on your skin kind of get in there and grab, and it wants to stay stuck in my hand. It feels really nice. I like this. Blade is solid. No play at all. Centered nicely. No jimps, which you know me, I love a good jimp, but sometimes they just want a nice, smooth, clean feel. This does feel nice, although jimp that thing for me. You know I love them. So we do have some jimps on the back, top, and lower section of the flipper tab, so that these are for when you're flipping it out, and then the other ones, so that's the flip out tabs, and the other ones sit right there. So it acts, there's a kind of a little mini choil, and then those nubs kind of are like a choke up spot. So you can kind of rest on those nubs, get in there for some more delicate kind of tight work. That feels good. That's a nice little choke up. Thumb fits in that harpoon spot very well. And then for doing a extended, my finger sits on there and kind of nice hold right underneath there for doing those kind of draw cuts. This is going to be a user. I like this knife. It feels good. It's fun. Oh yeah. Who likes the Finch knives? I do. If so, show us below. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Boom. Let's just get right to it. I don't want to waste any more time. I do like to go fishing, so I have this UV flashlight that I use to help glow up some lures. We're going to go ahead and hit that. You can use any light, but like a UV light helps really make it pop faster. Boom. What? Look at this. So I didn't hit that. Look at this side's even glowing, even though I didn't really hit it the same. But look at that. Holy cow. I do have the TV on over there, so we're getting some indirect light. I kind of had all the lights off, but you wouldn't have been able to see the blade at all. It would just be like it's floating there. Wow, look at that. Talk about some crazy glow. Excellent. The depth kind of shows off a little bit too. And then the fact that the shield glows, but it glows in a different tone or a different shade. That is cool. Let's hit up this side. I really like this. Anybody have any glow knives? What do you have? Do you recommend? I'm going to check some more out. This is fun. Not that you need it, but how cool is that, right? Check out the action when it's glowing. Still good. Ah, this thing is fun. Wow. All right. And we're blind. Holy good Lord. Get those back on. That's interesting. It looks different. It looks totally different. You almost, in a way, wouldn't notice that that glows per se. I kind of enjoy this copper kind of line going through there as well. It's kind of a subtle accent. You don't really notice it as much. This is kind of cool too. That scoot, you can see it starts off at the top right there and it slides all the way down to the bottom depth. I don't know if you can, if that depth translates the same on camera, but wow. Oh, the action on this is really fun. Just, you barely get any action or any movement behind that and it just flips out. I can almost just kind of two-finger hold that and it just does its job. Get my thumb out of the way of that flipper tab. Boom. Wow. All right. I'm just sitting here in awe. We need to keep going. We're doing a review here, Kenman. Been wanting some Finch knives for a while, and now I'm quite glad that I've got one, and I want to get another. These are great. Or this one's great. So overall length, it's a shorter knife, 6 5/8 end to end. We have a 3-inch blade. You're going to call it no more than 3-inch pretty much anywhere. And a 2.5 cutting surface with a straight line on the no belly. And it's almost 4 corner to corner, but the longest, it's like 3 3/4 edge to edge, straight across. Oh, ruler on the floor. 0.12. So the blade thickness, it's a little bit thicker for this size. It's kind of a smaller knife. It drops down to 11 right there. But when we get all the way back up to here, oh, maybe it is 11 up here. Kind of 12 if I kind of kick it at a slight angle. But if you get in there right, it's about 11. So 11 carries out to there. And then you've got that grind down to that nice tip. Handle 0.53. We're looking at 7.2 in the thin spot and 1.01 in the thickest spot out there. Thickest in the blade, 0.8, 0.89, 0.9. Get out the old scale. .83, not a bad weight for that size. I compare everything with the Kaiser Drop Bear, 3.28. So it's a little bit lighter for the size. Their resin scales probably don't take up much weight. It does feel pretty light. I generally like a heftier blade, but this is nice. This is the Kaiser Drop Bear clutch lock from Kaiser. Is an awesome crossbar lock. This is just a user. Look at all those jimps. That's what I'm talking about with some jimps. So the Drop Bear is not quite a full-size knife, but a great EDC size. Good comparison. Blade is just about the same length. Drop Bear is just barely longer, but 1/4 inch longer on the handle. So it's just a little bit smaller. This is a little bit more of a smaller, lighter carry. I don't know what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? Okay, so I started doing paper cut tests. Let's see how she handles a little bit of paper. Maybe I'll zoom out for this a little. Ooh. Wow, you seeing that? I'm trying to get in there real light there. It kind of failed that one there, but generally you don't get away with that too much. Look at that. Oh yeah, she's slicey, just how we like it. This is going to be a carry. I'm going to be using this one. There are just certain knives I can tell I like the way they feel. I like the way they are in the hand. Because this is a righty clip only and a smaller knife, this is going to be great for my right side pocket. I'll have my normal carry in my left pocket, which generally would be a little bit bigger or a fun knife that I enjoy more, like a lefty knife or something that I've got with a lefty clip. So this will be good as my secondary in the right side. Perfect. Excellent. I can't wait to use this more. Finch knives. Excited to check them out. Also, Timber's Edge. Go to Timber's Edge if you want to look at the knives they have. They've got some new knives, and they got some great prices on some used knives. So if you're in the market, you're looking, maybe check them out. But yeah, let me know which Finch knives are awesome, which ones you have in your collection, which one should I look at next. Very happy with the Nocturnal. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.